Hi, I'm Cristina Smith, creator, along with my wonderful brother, puzzle master Rick Smith, of the Yoga for the Brain series of profound philosophy and very super much fun puzzle books. We are celebrating the publication of our fifth book in the series, Inspired Wisdom Word Search, Yoga for the Brain, featuring 60 contributing authors. Woohoo! We are celebrating by interviewing some of the fabulous authors therein, and today we have with us Boughton, author of puzzle number 21, Go Be Awesome! Exclamation
Hey,
point.
everybody.
Welcome, Billiekai. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Billiekai. That's my first name, all smushed together. Most people think it's first and middle. I live in California with my family and my dog and my cat, and I am a Army veteran, and I run a nonprofit for women veterans here in San Diego. And I love poetry, and I write a lot of poetry, and I love books and reading, and I'm super excited to be in this book. I love word searches and puzzles, and I'm so thrilled to be able to participate and be part of it.
Thank you, Billiekai, and thank you so much for your service. And I just want to talk a little bit about your service for veterans and women veterans in particular. And I know that you've been awarded with some amazing acknowledgments. Could you talk a little bit about them?
Sure. So, started in 2010 when UC San Diego recognized me as their Veteran of the Year on campus, and I got to do a lot of great work helping veterans write poetry and find their voice. And then I became aware that the students on campus didn't have their own resource center. So I spent the next couple of years helping the students build a resource center on campus, and as a result, there's now this beautiful 1,600 square foot space for them.
Wow.
Yeah, and going strong. And I was
Yay.
again awarded the UCSD Veteran of the Year. So first woman and first person to ever win twice, which was pretty
Wow.
exciting. And then in 2014, I was awarded Veteran of the Year for District 79 in California, which was fun. I got to go to the state capitol and take a tour and meet a bunch
Yay.
of state assembly, which was really neat. And I've been nominated for County Veteran of the Year 4 times. My friends are starting to call me Susan Lucci because I haven't won that yet. And then in 2018, I was awarded San Diego Veteran of Influence. So
Wow.
things that have been nice confirmation that my service has been useful.
Well, and because you were in the service and you continue with service, service is really important to you, right?
It really is. I have a very servant heart, and I really believe that the best way to contribute to the world is to raise as many people up as possible. And so a few years ago, I started a nonprofit in San Diego for women veterans to build community and bonding for them, because we've found then, and research is proving it now, that loneliness is the #1 contributing factor to poor mental health. Early signs of suicidal ideation and depression start with feeling isolated and lonely. And so I kind of became the front door to mental health for my women veteran community. And I just do
Wow.
things like, hey, let's go for a walk. Hey, let's go for a beer. Hey, let's go to this paint class. Like the whole goal is to get together and create that support system and that structure to really buttress the feeling of community and feeling of being important to one another.
Well, and that's kind of the subject of your whole puzzle, Go Be Awesome, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you're suggesting that everyone has this inner awesomeness inside of them, and to access it and to
Yeah.
celebrate it. And so what advice would you give to someone who does not feel at all awesome?
Yeah, I think that it's about finding the source within you that makes you feel connected to something else, right? Like a lot of our masters said, there is no other. So when we ask questions like, how should I treat others, or talk about the golden rule, masters will say there is no other. So if you love yourself, then it's easy to love the people around you. So if you're struggling, my advice to someone who's struggling with feeling like they have something to contribute is find the thing you love. If you love writing, if you love walking, if you love house plants, if you love dogs, if you love whatever, painting, find the thing you love. And it's so easy to connect with that. And then when you connect with it, you can share it with people around you. And that love and light just comes out. It just comes out whether you want to or not, because you're already doing what you love, right?
Right. And sometimes actually some of us say yes to so many things, we don't give space for us to find our inner awesomeness, right? So sometimes saying no and taking time for self-care is important too. Is that right?
Yeah, it is definitely self-care, but I think it just goes a step beyond. Like, I have to be able to connect with my inner resources, right? Like, my resources are not going to come from outside myself. Food and water, yes, but for me to feel content, for me to feel whole, for me to feel happy, that's all inside me. And so for me to feel and be able to have that space, I've got to be doing something I find enjoyable, you know? And it doesn't have to be complicated. And I think that's where people get in a trap. Like, I have to do something big and grandiose to be amazing or useful. And that's not true. I mean, I go for a walk the second Saturday of every month with a bunch of girls. It's not big or grandiose, but it's helpful, right? And so that's where that awesomeness comes in. It's like, I'm being awesome by just being present.
Wow. Thank you. So Billiekai, what kind of puzzles do you like?
Oh, I am guilty of loving word searches. I even have the old copies right here on hand. I never go on a trip without this book or any of our other Yoga for the Brain books, because I have to have something to do on the plane that is interesting and engaging and positive, because, you know, being squished next to strangers isn't always fun.
Well, and that book is The Word Search Sage Yoga for the Brain, featuring Meta Thoughts by Ingrid Coffin, who's
Oh,
also a
yeah.
contributor to this fabulous book too.
I love
So you
it.
love word search puzzles.
I
Yay.
always have. My mother loved them and she taught me to love them. And so they're certainly my favorite puzzle and go to.
Well, to get some of your own word search puzzles from Yoga for the Brain and to read Billiekai and other puzzles, you can get Inspired Wisdom Word Search Yoga for the Brain on Amazon.com, Target.com, BarnesandNoble.com, at independent bookstores everywhere. And I'm just going to close Billiekai with the last line in your puzzle. Tag, you're it. Go be awesome.
Go be
Thank you.
awesome. Bye, everybody.